Hello everybody, my name is Connor and we are here with Lucci versus RP Law. I started the game off with a Lucci in hand and a Sabo, 8-cost Sabo in hand. So I'm feeling pretty good going into this matchup and I'm okay with that. Unfortunately, seeing no stage yet, which I know stage is so good against RP Law. We swing 8 in the lead and they end up taking and passing turn. We do have a couple of options, a couple of plays here, and I know you guys can't see my trash yet. I am going to go ahead and fix that, I think, in a second. They swing 6 into lead, and I think I counter out, which is super unlike me. I know I didn't sleep very well the night before this tournament, and my work days, they be long, but he ends up playing Rush Zoro and swinging another 5, and I think I also counter out of this one, which is, it's interesting. I'm not one to usually counter out of the first hit, and we get our stage, so I'm feeling pretty good about that, and my plan here is to just kind of try and keep his board clear and make sure I don't give them too much to give them too many resources in hand. I think that's my best way to beat the RP Law. So we end up top decking stage, and I get stage, and I am trying to figure out what I want to do. I don't really have a 3 Dawn play. Now at this point, if I still had the Brook, I could pop Zoro. Or we could pop Zoro the old-fashioned way. We swing 8 and mill a Borsellino and a Tempest Kick, and Zoro goes away. I really like the Zoro in the RP Law. I'm a big, I don't know, maybe it's because I played RP Law. I played RP Law before RP Law was cool, so maybe that's why I like Zoro, but you can see my trash a little bit better now. We've got a pretty decent trash, honestly, and he plays out the Kid Killer, or not Kid Killer, just the Kid, no Killer here. We do have Tempest Kick, not big enough yet, and we get it Annie's Lobby, and I take it to hand. I feel like I get Annie's Lobby's triggers more than any other Lucci player in the world. And I take it to hand, kind of hoping to bait that I have something else. Unfortunately, we don't, but my opponent doesn't need to know that. So not too much of an option here. We go ahead and get our Dawn, yeah, just trying to figure out what I want to do. I think Spandom, I run only 3 Spandoms, I believe. And I like that because Spandom has a tendency to miss. And yeah, so I bring Kid down to 3 with my little dice. I see that you guys can't really see the number on my little dice. So maybe I want to... Maybe I should find some bigger dice to use. But anyway, we get the 0-cost event off of Spandom, trashing a Brook and a Spandine, I believe. So I go 7, minusing him to 2, milling Helmeppo and Rebecca. And this list is my updated list. I'll have the updated list down below, but I am going to make one more change to this list. He ends up blocking and countering 2, which is great for me. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And what do I have in my hand here? I think I end up playing Lucci, popping the Kid, and returning Brook, Tempest Kick, and I think I returned the Sabo. Yep, Brook, Tempest Kick, and Sabo to the bottom of the trash. This list doesn't have any of that 5-cost Kakus. Instead, I have those 6-cost Brooks, and honestly, it feels a lot better. The only, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, I have to double check, but the only send CP to bottom deck that I have is the Spandime, and it just seems way more doable. So my opponent asks what Dawn I'm at, and I have to count it, and we all know math is hard. And he hasn't law ability yet, if I'm not mistaken. So we're at 4. We do have the 0 cost event and a stage. Honestly, super happy I picked up the 0 cost event. Really great way to, you know, get the stage out of my hand. Since I don't have a Sabo. He swings 7 into life, and I actually go ahead and take it. We get Spandam, which is fine. My Spandam hits are pretty good, not gonna lie. I feel like I get more off of Spandam than most creators, so, or most people playing Lucci, honestly, not just content creators, but he goes ahead and drops the raise max. One thing I don't think we really noted was that I did make sure I had another Lucci in trash before dropping this Lucci, and I knew it was going to get bottom decked. I figured it was a pretty good chance it was going to get bottom decked. He plays out the Reiju, and I'm like, oh man, like, I'm doing such a good job starving him, and he just gets the Reiju. Like, that's so frustrating. But, you know, we're just going to keep trying to starve his board, and he ends up dropping Kid and Killer and swinging 6, and I end up just using the 2k Kaku to get out of that. And he goes ahead and I believe passes turn. Yep. We get another Spandam. We are drowning. I think that's all of our Spandams. And we are at 9 Dawn, I believe, if I counted correctly. And that's okay, because we have a easy way to get a card out of hand and to use Sabo ability, which is great. So my plan here is I go 6 into Kid and Killer, figuring that he's going to trash or counter out of it, and he does. He gives me the 2k. I minus the Reiju to 1, and then with the 8 Dawn, I drop Sabo, popping the Kid and Killer and the Reiju, and I end up discarding Stage. So yeah, I pop those 2, discarding Stage out of my hand, and pass turn. So really, I'm really happy with that play, because we were able to not only remove Kid and Killer and Reiju, but also get a card out of hand. There's a chance, I feel, that if we went to face, he probably would have just taken it, but this way he ends up having to he counters in hopes of saving the Kid Killer, and then we end up popping it anyway. So pretty pleased with that sequence, and now we have a huge body on board, which is going to be hard for him to remove, so I can definitely get some benefit off of him. He swings 6, and I go ahead and counter out. I am trying to counter aggressively because I don't want the Kid and Killer to V7. So he ends up tapping the Sanji, using the Sanji, dropping it for 3 because he is at less Dawn, and then tapping 4, to swing with Kid and Killer, or to play Kid and Killer. And we did talk about the game here, and he will rest Kid and Killer. That's me being like, he swung right, just to make sure. He minuses 3 Dawn and bottom decks my Spandam, playing out the Bond Clay, and I'm like, I gotta get rid of that Bond Clay. It's a little... So the thing about that Sanji, he has 2 cards in hand, which is great for me. The thing about that Sanji is, he played it out for 3, but it becomes a 6 cost when it hits field, so I definitely am not too happy about that. But I do top deck Rebecca, no Gecko yet, so I'm thinking, okay, I can at least get some board clear, if not most of my board, or his board, with Lucci, or with Sabo swinging, Lucci swinging, and 2 cards in hand. I'm feeling pretty comfortable about being able to pop the Bond Clay so he can't copy the Sabo, because that was my main concern. Of course, I don't want Kid and Killer to survive if I can help it. But I swing 8 with Lucci minusing the Bond Clay, and I do Lucci effect. I know I don't do it here, but I do state like, oh, I forgot to Lucci. Like, I'm gonna do that now. Is that cool with you? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. So we end up dropping Bon Clay, and I think I do my math a couple times here, just to make sure, because we bring Bon Clay down to 1 and pop it, and I tap 1 to Tempest Kick to draw, which realistically I should have milled that Sabo. So I did goof up. I did acknowledge that I goofed up, and yeah, we just swing 9, 10, 11 into life, and assuming that I was kind of hoping he'd block, but I believe he ends up taking it, and I do mill here. Realistically, I should have put Sabo in the trash, and the second to get the card in the trash, and then taking the third card on top, because I'm looking through my trash right now, and I realized that I didn't mill for Lucci, so a little bit of a misplay there. Thankfully my opponent was a super cool guy, and honestly, like, it was really fun to play against him, someone I haven't played against before in my locals. So he swings 6 with lead, and I just block with Rebecca, mostly because I assume she will get bottom decked, and this way I block with Rebecca, she gets back in my trash. So he hard plays out the Reiju, and ends up dropping 2. He drops a Gordon and a Raise Max to lower my Sabo by 6, making him a 3,000 power. So 2 cards out of his hand to get rid of my 1 card on board. And I am feeling a little nervous at this point. Like, oh, he's bottom decking. All I'm going to have in my hand is, all I have on my board is, what is his name? Brook. And he swings 5 with Kid and Killer. And I think I use Sabo here to counter out. So, oh no, I end up taking, and I get the Lucci. Which, yeah, I think that works for me. Would really like to see, would really love a Gecko at any point. I think here's where I know there is a turn where I do my math like 12 times over. So, just because I want to make sure that I'm doing my math right, and I know that the wording on Brook confuses me a bit. So he goes ahead and looks through my trash while I think about what to do, and I always forget to restand my stage, which I think here I could. So I know I have to get rid of Kid and Killer this turn, because I know that he's online. He's 7k on my swing. So I use Brook to swing 6, and I minus Sanji by 1, making him a 5. And he goes ahead and blocks and gives me the 1k. So now I'm like, okay, I think there's a chance here I can swing into, I think I can get Kid and Killer off board and potentially Sanji as well. And I think, yeah, I go ahead and I swing 7. No, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I think I'm trying to hard play Lucci to get someone low enough to pop, and I think that I do have Rebecca in my hand as well, so I think I might have to Rebecca into something. I tap 2 and I drop Sanji. Okay, yes, this is the turn that I'm doing my math 8 times over, because 6, 5 with Brook, 4, 3 with Ennie's lobby. Yeah, so I think we're going to pop him here with what is his name? Brook. So I bring him down to 1. Or no, I'm doing my math again because I goofed up. So math is so hard. So 6, 5 with Brook, 4, 3, 2. Did I do my math right? I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm doing my math. And yeah, I think I'm doing my math, and if I get my math wrong, guys, I'm so sorry. Please let me know. I do get him down to 2, and I end up playing Rebecca. And okay, yeah, so I play the Rebecca spamming Lucci, and my thought here was to do it this way so that I could get more bodies on board. So I put that there because those have to be CP specific cards to return with Lucci. So we end up popping the Brook with, or the Sanji with Lucci. Lucci can pop a 2 and a 1. I knew I couldn't get both of them down, so I do have to leave the Reiju up, which is a bit of a bummer. And I feel like in this tournament, I definitely could tell that I didn't have enough Helmeppos. So that's what I'm tweaking in my deck. I'm adding another Helmeppo, and I think I'm adding back one of my Ishos, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so we get a lot of bodies on board, and I'm looking through his trash specifically because I know he's played a lot of Kid Killers. And we look through his trash, we see that he's played 3 Kid Killers. So he has 1 more Kid Killer left in the deck, and I am feeling pretty comfortable. I have the 0 cost event, so I can 0 cost event. If he swings anything, I block Rebecca. That is my rule. It gets me out of a swing, and then Rebecca doesn't get bottom decked. So he actually ends up playing the Zorojuro and bottom decking the Rebecca, which does in fact save me the trouble of well, I guess not trouble, but it does send her to the bottom. I do take this hit, and we get Brook, which I am pretty happy about. And then with the 7 into life, we end up going 7, and then out with 0 cost event and Lucci, and pass turn. So we do have a pretty good board. He's got 1 in hand, and I have 4 bodies on board, and I think I play it safe here. Or I think I can't remember what I do, but my gut is telling me to play it safe. So I think I go ahead and pop Zorojuro with Brook. Move my dice out of the way. I keep forgetting to do that. Because I'm thinking I could drop Brook to get rid of Reiju, and then use bait Little Brook to pop Zorojuro. And I think that my play here is to... I'm thinking about swinging, like clearing board. Like I think I have to clear board here. So I go... No, I'm really torn. Because I do look through my trash to see if I have another Lucci. But so I'm minus by 2. And go ahead and I swing 7 into Reiju, minusing Zorojuro by 1, or 7 into life. And I mill Rebecca and Suru, giving him another Dawn. I put that Dawn on Brook. I'm really thinking about it. I swing 5 into Reiju, and I pop Zorojuro, and he ends up letting Reiju go. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, do I go for game? I swing 7, Lucci. Do I go for game? Put the rest on Spandeem. If this hits, and it doesn't hit, he uses the 2K to get out of it. So I think with my 5... Oh, I think I was confused on... I was like, wait, where'd your Reiju go? And he was like, you swung into it. I was like, right, sorry, my bad. So... yeah, I think I swung the 7 into life, and he ended up taking it. Yeah, I swung Lucci into Reiju. Okay, yes. I swung Lucci into Reiju, And then instead of instead of going for lethal, because he has 3 in hand, and I think he ended up taking the Sanji back because I think we both got a little confused. I Sabo just to kind of protect myself, and we draw 2 geckos. So, and I go ahead and pass turn. I've got a Sabo up. I've got 1 life and 1k counter. So I am pretty stressed. He doesn't have a ton in his of Dawn, and I know that he has used. So if he doesn't, I'm thinking if he doesn't top deck a Kid Killer here, I think I do okay. He ends up playing out the Miss All Sunday, ramping it Dawn, and drawing. I think he is looking for that Kid Killer. Ends up not finding it, I guess, unfortunately. I mean, great for me, but unfortunate for him. Sitting at 4 cards now. Swings 5 into lead, and I give him the 1k just to make sure that he just to make sure that that he doesn't have a rush that he can play. So he ends up dropping the Sanji and passing turn, and I'm like, cool, I can brook this, basically. I think he passes turn. Oh yeah, he passes turn. I didn't see it the first time. I was too stressed. And so with 10 Dawn and Stage makes it really easy and Brook makes it really easy to pop the Sanji. I think I feel like I'm not sure if I popped Sanji, actually. This happened last night, but that was like a couple days ago. You guys can't. Last night was a couple days ago. Jeez Louise. Last night was like several hours ago. So I drop him to a 4 cost, and I'm thinking, okay, do I just drop Brook? He's got 2 in hand. So yeah, I do drop Brook, and I pop the Sanji. And then I think I go ahead and swing. I swing 5 with. I think I swing 5 with Brook. Yeah, I swing 5 with Brook just to make sure, because I think he has 3 in hand. Actually, yeah, he gives me the 1k, and I've got a couple bodies, so I go 7 or 6 with lead. He counters, and then 8 with Lucci, and he's got the Gordon. So I am able to squeak out the win. Seeing as I played the Sabo, discarded the 2 geckos that I got from the Sabo, and then didn't even end up blocking with the Sabo, I don't think that me not milling for that Lucci turn matters too much. I think I milled later in the game, which, yeah, I don't think ultimately had an effect on the outcome of the game, but I'm pretty happy with how I played that game. I'm pretty happy with the ability that I had to starve out my opponent, and I really like the way the new list is feeling. I think once I add the extra Helmeppo in, I think it's going to be really good, really solid, and yeah, there are a couple of like lists I'm trying out in my free time, and there is a list actually we played against at this tournament. It will be the last video from this tournament, this specific tournament I post, that I think was really fun, and I might want to try it. But yes, I'm gonna shut up now. I am tired and not doing a great job commentating, so if you guys made it this far, first off, you're the GOAT. Second off, thank you guys so much. I am just really happy. I'm really enjoying, making content for you guys, and I'm enjoying all the feedback I get, and I feel like I've improved so much, and I can't wait to keep improving, and hopefully we can keep improving and set our sights at. It'd be very cool to do like a road to regional type of video. If that's something you guys want me to try and do, let me know. But thank you guys so much. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.